land with you when you heard about it?
In terms of what?
Just your initial thoughts on getting traded from the Warriors?
Yeah, I talked to my agent on draft day. A lot of moves happen on draft day. This kind of was preparing if something would happen. I just got a call, and then the trade went down later that day, later on draft night, and then that was just the news.
Kuz said he'd see some parallels between what he's gone through the last 2 years and the opportunity you now have. Do you see the same thing, and what do you think about the opportunity you have in D.C.?
Yeah, it's really cool to see Kuz flourish in D.C., kind of opening up his game and becoming the player that he is, and being able to get the opportunity, open your game, play, lead a coach or lead a team, franchise and organization. It's a really good challenge, and I'm so glad Kuz is back to be able to have that duo. He knows the lay of the land a little bit, so it'll be awesome to play next week.
How do you look back on your time with the Warriors?
It was good. It was good. Got a ring. Was able to do some life-changing stuff. Met a lot of amazing people. Being able just to learn what I did from there and apply it not only in real life but to the basketball court. Is something I look forward to doing.
Did you see Steph's message and how did you take it?
Yeah, I talked to Steph prior to that, and he's a leader of the team, and there's just some things that you got to do as a leader. And reached out, had the conversation. Yeah.
There's obviously been, much conversation about Draymond, going back to obviously the preseason incident. Even postseason, they were pretty adamant that they felt like it really impacted what went on last season. What is your just general perspective on how much of an impact the Draymond punch had on last season, and how is it left now with him and them?
Yeah, we're in Washington now. Playing with Kuz, great duo. Being able to really flourish, expand your game, and help, like I said, a new team, lead an entire group of guys. It's a challenge that we're up for. We got a new front office, and there's a lot of people that's invested. Everybody is locked in, wants to be here, start something that we can have that can be special.
Hey Jordan, on a positive note, a lot of the Wizards fans are very excited.
Yeah.
You brought a rejuvenation to this DMV area. What's the message for those fans?
Yeah, man. First of all, shout out to the DMV, shout out to the district. Been kind of just paying attention to the fan base. It's a lot of excitement, and a lot of people are welcoming. And I think they're really excited about the duo, the electricity that we have. Just coming out there, get a new energy. And, like I said, we really have a chance to do something special. We're locked in. Everybody's bought in. Front office, coaches, players. We got a great group of young guys, and DC should be excited.
And then you went from a splash bro to a splash mo.
Yeah.
And one of the young kids
Say it again.
From a splash bro to a splash mo.
Yeah, right.
That's lingo for the DMV.
I'm here.
And one of the young men said Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because you're from Michigan,
Yeah.
wore yellow.
Yeah.
You've been through adversity but came out strong as
Yeah.
the Wolverine character.
Yeah.
What does that nickname mean to you, knowing young kids have given you a nickname and already hold you up to a high standard?
It's my first time hearing it, but I like it. It's awesome. Resilience, relentlessness.
There you go.
Being able just to lock in and rise up to any occasion, any challenge, be a leader. Which is something that's ferocious about an individual, a personality, being able to overcome challenges, but it all makes you better. A lot of the people who have had a lot of success never had easy paths, easy roads. Everything comes with challenges and learning and growing. So I think we're all excited for that, and it'll be a special opportunity.
Are you ready to be like the face of the franchise, and what does that kind of entail or change for you?
This is stuff that you dream about as a kid, being able to be the face of a franchise, get people invested, get the city invested, get people to come to the games, kind of build something, build an empire, cherish everything, really submerge yourself into the culture. It's awesome. I was able to learn a lot of my first 4 years in the league at a very, very high level. I'm appreciative, thankful of that. And you take that knowledge, you take the things that you learn, and you apply it to a new situation, a new team, and being a leader. And it comes with challenges, but being able to rise to the occasion is something that I've always done.
Jordan, what did Winger and Dawkins talk to you about in terms of how they plan to build this thing and how they plan to get this thing better?
Yeah, well, it's amazing that we got Kuz back. That's really huge for us. Us two having the championship experience that we have, him coming from the Lakers, winning the ring in Golden State. And we have a lot of young guys who are ready, who are talented, who have work ethic. We have a lot of people who want to compete, and I think that's something that's extremely exciting, not only for our team, but for the city, for the fan base. Because we're going to play, we're going to fight hard, night in and night out, but just leading with the knowledge that I have. You're not doing it by yourself. Everybody's in it together, and we're all ready to build an amazing culture.
I was going to say, everybody uses that word culture, and the Wizards haven't really had one for a very long time. So how do you start to establish something that hasn't been there before?
Yeah, well, it's a beauty, being able to start from scratch, essentially, and apply what you know. And we're all coming from different places. Ringer's coming from Clips, Will's coming from the Thunder. Being able just to collectively, as a unit, as a team, apply what we know from all of our different organizations, situations, and bring that to a new team, to a new culture. That's the beauty within it. That's what we love to do, and I think that's why we're all so bought in and excited for the future.
Jordan, when you were asked about last season, you said, well, we're in DC now.
Yeah.
Do you think that the only way to kind of move on from the preseason incident was to kind of get out of that environment or organization?
We all wanted to ask these questions. I like that. Repeat it. I'm sorry, I wasn't really listening.
Do you feel like it came down to the only way to kind of move on from the preseason incident was you or Draymond had to go?
I don't know if that was it. I wasn't behind the scenes. I was just the one who got the call. And I said this before, like, I am a child of God, and being able to live the life that you do, be appreciative, thankful, change lives, not only mine but others. In the grand scheme of things, that's really all it's about. Basketball is amazing, and you get to hoop and have fun and have an impact on the youth and other people.
Jordan.
But being able to do that and lock in and have a fresh new start, not only for me but just for everybody in general, it's awesome. It's cool. You get to start something that you always wanted to do as a kid.
We've seen you when you play, starters minutes. We've seen the production we've seen you in the playoffs. What's your ceiling in your mind if you don't have, I don't want to say like limits?
Yeah. I think the world knows the type of player that I am, the electric player, and the growth that I continue to have just over the course of the years. Each and every year, finding a way to get better. There'll be more opportunity. It'll be more. It's just more. It's a different situation. We're coming from a really good organization, a lot of great players, a lot of vets. You're able to learn a lot of strategical things, mental things. That now I can apply, add to my game, continue to get better, learn how to play with my teammates. There's just a lot of things that you can get better at. In terms of ceiling, I'm definitely not going to say I have a ceiling. I think you knew that was coming.
Yeah.
But just find ways to get better each and every day. But it's awesome now because we get to lead an entire new culture. A lot of different guys and bring the work ethic that I'm known for. I think that the world knows me by, and just apply that to our team.
Jordan, how did playing alongside Jordan Poole?
I don't know if I played by myself.
Alongside Stephen Clay, evolve your game or help you elevate it, take it to the next level?
Well, those are the two greatest shooters of all time, in my opinion, personally. And it's just things that you learn in practice, in the game, on the road, that you wouldn't be able to learn not being in the mix, And I'm thankful for that, grateful for that. And, you learn, you apply it to your skill set, the things you want to be able to be good at. Also built a relationship to where I can ask them. I can text Steph, I can text Clay, I can call them, and just have a conversation. So that doesn't leave, that doesn't go anywhere. If anything, I just know the plays that they run. It's good actions and high ball screens, so competitive advantage.
Kuzma said that he thought you two have a lot of similarities in terms of being traded, playing with all-time greats. Have you two had a chance to talk and think about what you're going to do on the court together?
Yeah, me and Kuz have talked a couple times prior to the whole new move and new situation. And we have a same agency, mutual agency. And Kuz is a dynamic player. You can see that he can pass, he can dribble, he can score, he can facilitate. And being able just to play alongside somebody with his skill talent would be awesome. And unlock him, try to give him ways to really flourish, also continue to get better. And we're going to push each other. We're going to push our team, we're going to push everybody. And I don't think there's a level or a ceiling that we can't reach.
So when you were able to sign, earned a life-changing contract with Golden State, and, that comes with being under a microscope and all that. Was everything that happened with that and after that, was it easier or harder than you thought to kind of get through
every little thing that you did, on the court, off the court, stuff like that?
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Like, you're under a microscope.
Right.
You have a bad game, everyone thinks.
Yeah.
Every game you really great player. Was it easier or harder than maybe you thought to go through that kind of scrutiny with the lifetime contract and the incident later?
That's what we signed up for. It's probably the best answer I can give you. I mean, I think we know it's going to come. The more criticism you have, it must mean that you're doing something right, There it is. That's all I got for you.
Have you learned from Draymond?
Jordan, there's a lot of young guys that look at you as their vet. Last year, how do you feel about Ryan too, and also Patrick Baldwin? Two guys that you play with that are really good. I feel like their ceiling is high too as well.
Yeah. Well, he's been hooping, as you guys can all see. First and foremost, shout out to Les. Really good to see him get the opportunity to kind of show his skill set. He puts in a lot of hard work, night in and night out. And we really spent a lot of time together. So just to see him get the opportunity and show the world what he's capable of is awesome. Same thing with Ryan and Pat. I'm so excited to have them over there. Their work ethic, they're young, they have so much upside and potential, and they're willing to learn, right? So being able to get these guys who can get on the court, who can fight for minutes, and really evolve with real game time, is something that is huge. And it'll be effective for both of them, and I'm excited that I'm able to still help them and kind of guide them, still build the relationship that we have. Those guys are special. It'll be awesome to kind of see them get the real opportunity to play this year.
Hey Jordan, when it was reported that you were coming to the Wizards, a lot of Dub Nation fans said, "Take care, Jordan." What's the message for those fans that was with you at Santa Cruz and as you won a championship? What's just a part of the message to them?
Well, the Bay Area, I'm forever grateful and forever thankful. We had an amazing run. Being able just to get a championship, especially in year 3, is very uncommon, not heard of. And, we did it at a high level, so they know where my heart resides with them. It's only and it's always love for the Bay Area, and I'm appreciative of that for sure.
Appreciate it.
Kyle said that he didn't see a championship for you guys this year, but what are your goals for the team this year in this first season with the Wizards?
To build a championship culture. That's what it is. I mean, you're not going to win it every year, right? We don't know when they're going to win it, but the things that you can do is apply what you have learned and things that you think will be helpful to start the foundation, the right culture, to get to where we want to go.
What did you learn from Steph about what it takes to be a good leader of a team?
Leading your own way. Leading your own way. I think that's something that was really special to see about Steph, is because you don't have to do it a specific way. There isn't a specific algorithm or program to do it. You can use your individuality, who you are, and just kind of naturally let that flow, let that guide, and I think that was something that was special that we did.
When you think about, you've had a pretty packed 4 years.
Yeah.
You had a pandemic, you had a championship.
It was definitely crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like a youngster? Does that make you feel more like an OG since you've been through so much?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I compare it to my pops. I'm calling my pops old. He's probably like 50 bucks, so I'm definitely young. I'm gonna just stay on the young side.
What did you learn about yourself in this last postseason, especially when you compare it to the first one?
It's exciting to play in the playoffs. That's something that I was able to really just to feel that. It's cool. Got my second playoff experience, and it'll be a really good fight and challenge to get back to where we want to go and get back to playing at that level. I think that's something that not only myself but Kuz and other guys with tough experience are willing to do.
Did Washington D.C. media get 90 seconds or more?
I don't know. He got some good questions right away, so he might get more than 90 seconds. But we'll see. I might have to keep that. I like that.
No.
Wait,
that 90 ain't gonna work for us,
Wait, 90 seconds. They asked, I don't even got a 90-second rule, but we don't be at the, the podium? Yeah. We'll be there all day till you let them ask questions, so we gotta get out fast sometimes. You gotta mix it up.
Do you feel like your career needed the opportunity to start and shoot as much as you probably can be able to shoot next year, considering if you went back to the Warriors, probably the same role?
I think I take pride in being able to kind of not necessarily be a chameleon, but adapt to whatever situation, whatever role. I think something that was clear was my role fluctuated just a lot over the course of the time, and you find ways to just be effective and make it work, So whatever the opportunity is presented, whatever I'm needed or called to do, I feel like I've shown that I'm able to do it in any situation, whatever opportunity presents itself. And luckily, it'll be a big one over here, which is cool, and everybody should definitely be excited.
Last one from me on them. How do you just feel like it was left? Like, do you feel good about how it was left from the Warriors?
I mean, it's an amazing energy, and it's a great new situation we got going on right now. Like Poole signing back, which is dope. We're excited. The future of DC, and we got a really good group of guys, and just being able just to go out there and fight night in, night out, have some fun, and electricity, what we're doing.
You reached out to Bilal Coulibaly after he got drafted. I guess what motivated that, and are you looking forward to taking a more leadership role with this team?
Yeah. You just want to start with the right impact. He was our draft pick this year. He's extremely talented. He has a lot of potential. And I'm just excited to play with him. Give him some insight with some things if he asks questions. We're all in it together now, and it's awesome to kind of share what I've learned. And, really good for Kuz to kind of have him flourish under his wing, and it'll be exciting.
Whether it's teammates, coaches, front office, did you have any prior connections with anybody in the organization now? Previously?
Connections? No. Other than having the relationship that I had with Kuz and a couple other people. I want to say me and Gaff were in the same class coming out of high school, so we kind of played against each other a couple times. But other than that, not too many.
Do you have any thoughts on Danny Avdia?
Yeah. First of all, I saw that he went to the number 8, so young Kobe, that's hard. I like that. But no, when we play him, he's extremely gifted, talented. He can get to the good slasher, can shoot the ball, great size, athletic, can get to the rim. So being able to play alongside him on the wing, unlock him, allow him to just continue to grow his game, find ways to build a good chemistry with him.
I'm sure Loon gave you a nice words of wisdom to go leaving your guy.
Right.
How was that with Loon?
That's my brother, so we just talk about normal stuff for real. Just kind of been chopping it up. I'll see him when I get back. But it really wasn't like a whole ordeal. It just chopped it up with him, talked to him. I think he had another question about something completely separate, so we just had normal talk.
You just really don't want me to have this farewell still.
I can't, listen. I can't give it to you. I can't. Slater knows that. Everybody knows.
We tried.
Did you?
You guys some of the best create. Oh, you good?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I feel like
He's gonna ask a good question out here.
No, I feel like you have some of the best creativity in the league in terms of, especially with your counters. You got like between the legs licked off, behind the back, split on two.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your game has grown from the start of when you first came into the league until now?
Yeah. I think I was able to put in a lot of hard work from a lot of different. Well, you're coming from a great offense with great players, great shooters, so I was able to take a little bit of pieces from a lot of people. Wiggs is on the wing, shooting from Steph, playmaking from Steph, shooting from Clay. It's just so much that I was able to learn from while still applying that to my game, finding ways to get better, but having the confidence to go out there and just play, especially in the system that we were in. I think that was a bit unusual, especially having somebody so young kind of flourish in the system, and now being able to come over to DC and even have more of an opportunity just to show the creativity. It's just natural though, just try to find ways to make plays for my teammates. I don't know how that's going to look, what moves are going to be made, but being able just to have the freedom to play my game, especially in both situations, both systems, it'll be cool. So I'll definitely have my eyes out for sure.
Yes, sir, my guy.
Love that, yeah.
Thank you very much.